AAA studios have all the money. They got all the teams that they could ever wish for, and most importantly, the hype. But in 2025, the indie games truly are proving that they can go toe to toe with the biggest indie companies. So today, I'm going to be putting together both of them in the same ring, from the biggest releases to the biggest releases on indie and AAA. This is going to be an ultimate tier list, AAA versus indie. Some of these games are straight up masterpieces, and some of them are kind of overhyped, if you want me to be completely honest. But I think that you'll find that this tier list is literally amazing. We're going to start off with Helldivers 2. Helldivers 2 is an interesting game. Let's go to Steam. It is $39.99 on Steam right now. Um, I see nothing wrong with this game. It had big expectations after number one, first of all, the original. The co op multiplayer is something to be really you really got to think about that. The co op multiplayer with large scale battles, not too many games are even doing that at all. It's got great visual fidelity. Everything about the game is actually somewhat optimized. Strong feedback loop in the gameplay. Everybody always talks about how it's actually really good and it's just so satisfying to play. The mission variety itself, which a lot of games fail at, is really satisfying too. It's got some performance glitches, especially with the load times and the balance in multiplayer. I've had problems with that, but it's a AAA polish, and occasionally it hits some rough patches in its optimization just sometimes. But I think Helldivers 2 is one of those games that anybody should definitely pick up or like at least try. I say try, it's $40, but it definitely is worth it. I would have it in the S tier because it's so much though, and it kind of came out a long time ago. I'm gonna be putting it in the A tier. The next thing we're gonna talk about is Silkstone, HallowNight Silksong. So this has been highly anticipated by fans. It already builds on a beloved formula, honestly. Beautiful art, think Ori in the Blind Forest, tight controls, fluid movement, and straight up excellent combat. I really enjoy playing this game a lot. It's challenging, but it is difficult. It's tough, but I think a lot of people is going to see that as the appeal because I mean, we've been playing Dark Souls games for a pretty long time. It's got an indie budget, but a huge polish. So you really can't get no better than that. It is an indie game, and I think indie is going to take that one. I got to put that one in the S tier. It's not too many things you can take away from that game. So Dragon's Dogma 2. That is the next game. It revisits a cult classic with updated graphics, refined combat, and a larger scope, which is what it needed, honestly. The open world feels more alive. The AI companions I thought I wasn't gonna like, but I actually kind of do like. I mean, they're pretty much pawns, but they're way more useful than they used to be. The game got some technical issues and maybe some lone loading every now and then. I don't think it's just mine. I've actually heard some other people say the same thing. And the frame rate can even be uneven sometimes in the more chaotic scenes. But I still think that it's definitely solid. So I'm gonna put it in the A tier. Can't take anything away from that. The next game we're gonna be talking about, as far on the indie side, is Schedule One. So this is kind of unexpected. It's edgy, controversial. I remember so many people talking about this, being like, "You really play that game?" And it's like, yeah, it's actually not that bad. But people are playing it in huge numbers. It blends simulation, management, dark humor, of course. It's just not for everyone because of its theme. But for the niche it hits, it's doing pretty well. I feel like not a lot of games really cover that niche, so I feel like it does do pretty well. It's less polished in some areas versus like AAA titles, of course, but it delivers on the creativity and the fun loops. So I played it, I liked it, but it's not A or S tier. I'm gonna put it in the B tier. The next game that we are gonna be talking about is Stellar Blade. People like this game for the complete wrong reasons or right reasons, depending on who you are. But it's got super high ambitions in the combat design and the cinematic visuals. Super fast paced. Whenever I first found out about this game, I was actually really surprised to see. it, and I was just like, wow, that really is how a fast-paced game is supposed to be. Not no JRPG or anything like that, but I was actually really surprised about it. Uh, a great action experience in general, especially for those who like that stylish combat, which I really do. Sometimes the story does feel weaker. Maybe the plot isn't as tight, and it might lean into like more spectacle than depth. But overall, I do think that it is a decent game, and I'm gonna give Stellar Blade a B. Now, the next indie game, you may or may not have heard of it, but if you know, you know, is Blueprints. It's critically acclaimed. It's a puzzle game, so not a lot of people like the puzzle games, but it's got a super interesting narrative and design mechanics. It might have way less budget than more creative risks than a lot of the AAA titles, but it could be overshadowed by the bigger releases, in my opinion. Among the indies, it really does stand out. So I kind of want to put it. I'm gonna put this one in the B tier too. I feel like if you know, it could be C, but it honestly, I feel like if you know, you know, it's really not even that bad of a game. I actually really enjoyed it. The next game we're gonna talk about is Monster Hunter Wilds. Um, Monster Hunter Wilds. Let me see. I actually do want to see. So it's $70. Um, if you're not familiar with Monster Hunter Wilds, then you need to get familiar with it because it's got super huge monster variety, huge environments, established quality in the franchise. Um, it's got a huge polish, AAA game to the T, great production, big budgets, satisfying combat loops. This game is literally just AAA. Somebody said, "Hey, this is what I want to do," and somebody threw a lot of money at these people, and they made it happen. The potential criticisms, it's got a steep learning curve, like super steep. Like when you first join the game, you're gonna think that you're gonna have so much fun. You're gonna be in for a treat. So you're gonna definitely have to learn the game. It's got a lot of grind too, so it's not something that anybody can just pick up and then feel like they're just gonna play it every now and then. No, you need to grind this game, which is good for some of the fans. Huge file size. Sometimes late game bugs too. I don't really have a problem with it. I feel like it's definitely a AAA game to the T. And so, with that said, I think I'm going to be putting it in the A tier. Really good game. Can't really say too much about it. Next game, we got Claire. Hold on, where is it? Yeah, we got Claire Obsidian. This game, come on. You can't take literally anything from it. Claire Obscure, Expedition 33. Sorry. Let's see. Claire. $50 for an indie game. $50, not even that bad. Um, the developer and the visual style, you can't beat it. The setting is developed by like Sandfall Interactive. It's inspired by JRPGs, and I'm not the biggest fan of JRPGs, but this one changed my mind. Persona is actually a pretty good game, but it's probably inspired by that too. The mechanics combine like the turn-based JRPGs with real-time elements, so you can dodge, parry, free aim. It's got quick time events, timed actions, reactive combat, which is really really huge for JRPGs, and it's got customizations like no other. Um, you team up as Expedition 33. You gotta stop the Paintress, and honestly, I'm not even gonna go into the story because you need to see this game. A lot of people will get turned off of it because it is turn based, but trust me when I say you need to see this game and you need to play this game. I don't have anything to say about this game except that it is really, really good. S tier for sure. The next game we're going to talk about is Assassin's Creed Shadows. Assassin's Creed Shadows got a lot of hate. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. It got a lot of hate. I feel like a lot of people really didn't like it, but it's definitely a good game. Let's see how much it costs. It's $41. So I thought it was 60. You gotta try this game. Assassin's Creed. You know what I'm saying? Like, what else can I say about it? You still got the jumping, you still got the assassin. You do have two characters that are super controversial that a lot of people didn't like, but I do think that overall, if you just sink your teeth into this game and don't even worry about what the media or like anybody else is saying, you're gonna like Assassin's Creed Shadows. Um, there's nothing that I really enjoyed more than playing like any kind of Assassin's Creed game. Somebody's always gonna be streaming it. Somebody's always gonna play it. It might be one of those games that they're definitely gonna have on sale in the future. I can just definitely see a game like this being on sale in the future, and somebody picking it up and being like, "Wow."
So with that being said, I will be putting Assassin's Creed Shadow in the C tier. I do feel like it is a sleeper to most people, and they would prefer it in the B tier, but it will be the first game that I will be putting in the C tier myself. I would definitely still play it, but it's definitely not that bad. Now, the next game we got is Hades 2. Hades 2 is one of those games that you do got to pay attention to. So it is coming out September 25th, so it's really, really soon. It is a platformer and it's going to be launching on PC and Nintendo Switch. So the cross saves between the PC and the Nintendo platform is going to help a lot of people who want to play it on different machines. The story and the content is completed. It's got a full story. I'll let you guys play it to really figure out, what the story is about. But it's got a full story, which a lot of these games these days just don't really finish. It's got stellar art, strong soundtrack. Honestly, they're known for their super good audio. It's got compelling role like action and a variety of tools and powers, which is really, really cool. I feel like any weaknesses it got is the performance. It's supposed to be 120 FPS on Switch 2. I don't feel like it will be. It might have some optimization issues at launch for sure. Obviously, they're going to come out with a patch that's definitely going to fix all that. But we'll just have to see. Honestly, I don't really know. Um, where the structure or the pace could be going. Like I don't know how good it is. I feel like anybody who have played Hades 1 would probably know better, but I feel like it deserves at least a B for me. So that's going to be all the games that I'm going to be putting in my tier list. Thank you guys for watching. Until the next video, Fila out.